Hi, I'm Coleman Glenn. I'm the assistant chaplain at Bryn Athyn College. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and I've been reflecting on family in general. This is a time when we're both spending maybe more time with family if you're at home with family, but we're also separated from family members and other people we love. And so I want to really think about that. How do we get along with the family we're with, and how do we feel connected to the family we're apart from? So I wanted to read just a passage, one of the 10 Commandments that directly addresses our relationship with our family. And so this is the commandment about honoring your father and your mother. It says, "Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be prolonged upon the land which the Lord thy God is giving thee." Honor your father and your mother. This is can be a challenging commandment, and especially for those of you who are college students now, maybe living with your parents and trying to figure out, how do I relate to them? Because if you're an adult, it changes. The book True Christian Religion says that in the natural sense, or the most literal sense, this means honoring your parents, this commandment, being obedient and attentive to them, and showing gratitude to them for benefits. And so there's still part of that. As an adult, you still show gratitude to your parents for all the things they've done to you, done for you. But it changes because we don't obey them necessarily in the same way we did as young children. And especially if we start to see faults in them and we start to see that they're not perfect, or maybe there's something really harmful that we've struggled with in terms of our relationship with our parents, it can be really hard to know, how do we honor them? And this is something that we can struggle with for our whole lives. And it takes work to figure out, how do I honor what is good in them? And that's really what it comes down to, is to find a way to honor what is good, what your parents do for you, have done for you. To thank them for that, to be grateful for that, even if there really are things that aren't perfect in your relationship with them. So thinking about that as you're trying to navigate wherever you are now, whether that's alone or living with family, how do you find ways to honor what is good in the people you're living with? To notice that, because it can be so hard when you're spending so much time with family to start to notice just the negative things. So part of this commandment is take time to notice the things that you really value, that you're really grateful for about your family. The other side of this commandment, when we look deeper though, is this is not actually just about honoring our literal parents. This is about remembering that we are connected deeply to more than just the people we're related to. And this can be an incredibly hopeful and comforting message in times when we're physically separated from people. True Christian Religion says, in the celestial sense, so that's the deepest sense, by Father is meant our Lord Jesus Christ, and by Mother, the communion of saints, or his church throughout the whole world. That phrase, communion of saints, simply means all the people throughout the world who are following the Lord. What this passage is emphasizing is that we have that direct connection to the Lord. Even if we're by ourselves, we have that connection to the Lord, and we have that connection if we are striving to follow him and obey his commandments. Then we have a real, deep, lasting spiritual connection to everyone else who is doing the same. And so even if we're at a time when we're separate from people we love, we're separate because of stay-at-home orders, we're separate because someone we love is in the hospital, or even we're separated by death, the hopeful message of this commandment is we are still connected. When we have that love for the Lord, when we have that willingness to follow the commandments, we are connected to every single other person who has ever lived who has those same loves. And so, at all times, we're never alone.